Okay, this is Sai here for TBFM. I'm sat here with Bossk at Damnation Festival. How you doing, guys?
Great, man. We got into Leeds pretty early this morning, but we're good.
Yeah, very good.
Cool.
Just had a breakfast.
Just had a breakfast. What, in the canteen?
In the dry dock.
So not the student food then?
No chance. No chance.
At all. Have you done that before? Have you or?
Yeah, it's grotty.
All right. So you're playing today. It's your first time in Leeds in ages. How's that feel for you?
It's wicked. Like, Leeds is probably one of the best places we ever played. It was like where we did one of our last shows, and we did all of our first few tours. We always started in Leeds. We always spent a lot of time staying at people's houses and stuff here. We always played awesome shows in Leeds, and this is like the show that we wanted to do like all year, pretty much. Like we've had it booked for months and months, and we've been waiting just to do this one, like a last show of the year. Like, it's the best way we could possibly finish the start of getting back together or whatever.
Yeah, okay. So, because you disbanded a while ago and you've reformed in 2012, is that right? And so where else have you played this year then?
We played Nottingham with Torch. That was really good. Where else have we played?
We did Manchester with Baroness, and we've done London. Played London was the first show that we did. And all of the shows that we've done so far have been amazing. They've all been great. And I think today's probably going to be the best one that we do, I think.
Have you seen a lot of old fans come back, or is it like new flesh?
Both, really. Like, it was a bunch of people at the Manchester show that hadn't seen us for like 5 years or whatever, that saw us in like 2006, that had people that had like stopped going to shows, that were like, "Oh, you're back together and playing in my town, sweet." Oh, I haven't been. There were people that had messaged us being like, "Oh, I haven't been to a gig in years." And like they'd come back out to see us play or whatever because it had been so long. And then like a bunch of other people that would be like, "I'd never heard your band before until tonight" or whatever. Like, and I thought both is just as rewarding. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, cool. So you're from Ashford. What's the scene like down there?
There isn't one.
There isn't one. So it's you've got the domination, you've got the monopoly on the scene down there, or?
Well, we haven't played Ashford in a very long time.
I think it was like February 2008. I think we played Ashford once. Oh, we played in the church, remember? It was yours and Nick's last show. That was the last time we played in Ashford. So it was like a long time ago. And even then, like, we put on our own show in a church. Like, it wasn't like it's not like there's a regular. There was one venue that, like, for a little while was putting on a lot of shows, and there was for a while like a really good kind of place to play in Ashford, but it's kind of just fizzled over the last few years. Like,
It's a very kind of dead end.
Sounds like Pershaw. Yeah, it's same kind.
Like, not touring bands don't go there. Like, it's not like somewhere that has gigs on a regular basis. But that, like, I think that's what like made us really appreciate when we started playing those kind of shows. We were like, oh wow, okay, like we're playing like an actual venue with an actual PA that you're allowed to be a band in the venue. You know what I mean? Like, when we first started playing like shitty little bands, it was all like local small town shit. Like playing in what was it, above steak restaurant or whatever it is, like it's like a fucking American diner. Yeah,
I think that like helps with the music a lot at the time, doesn't it? Like, coming from these places. I mean, that's kind of where heavy metal originated from.
Places, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, in bands that come from like major cities, they can like play those places. There's like a little like in network of places you can play if you live in Manchester, or you're a band from Manchester or London or bigger cities or whatever. You've got like you already know where to go and play. If you know what I mean. Like, oh, there's gigs on it. That, and there's like a kind of set course you can go. But if you're from somewhere like Ashford, or I mean, there's loads of bands from like small towns or whatever, it like pushes you out of your own.
It inspires you to travel.
Yeah, as soon as you play out of your hometown, you're like, oh wow, oh my god, there is more to this shit town than I thought. Yeah. You know what I mean?
All right, awesome. So, what do you think about the scene in the rest of the UK in general? I mean, particularly in your genre, or in like heavy metal or rock, or you know?
I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's definitely got better. Like, when we first started playing shows, we didn't even know that there was a scene for that kind of music. Like, we had no idea, because we're from fucking Ashford. But like, by the time we started getting out and playing like places like Leeds and Glasgow, and then we went and played in Belgium, you know, there was like, we discovered that there was like an existing kind of, you know, a bunch of people that enjoyed that kind of music. And I think it has got better. It's obviously got more. Like, when we first started being a band, we thought we'd never play outside of Kent. But like, there's this kind of like, you know, scene of bands in England. I mean, we haven't been playing shows for 4 years, so I don't really know what it's like right now for us, because we've done 4 gigs, you know what I mean? But it definitely seems like there is an audience for this kind of music, for sure.
Cool. All right. So, what have you got in the pipeline? You got some releases coming out, or have you recently released anything? Or
Really discussed anything as of yet.
so it's all top secret at the moment.
Well, I wouldn't say top secret. We don't even know what's going on.
We started writing, like when we got back together. The first thing we wanted to do was write one song. Like we wanted to do it like, okay, we literally went, right, what do we want to do? That, and that, and we've done all that. Like we wrote the new song, we recorded it, we got a studio. We've done more than we thought we would achieve already, fairly quickly. If you know what I mean. Like it all kind of fell into place. Right, it felt right, and all the shows that we've done, we wanted to, when we sat down and we decided we were going to get back together, we were going to do 2 shows, and we've already done 4. So we've already done more than we were planning on it. So I think the plan for the future is just to kind of just write. We don't write the songs that we've written so far together, and the ideas that we've got for future songs are all strong. Like it's not like we're sitting there scratching our head going, what are we going to do? If anything, we have more ideas than we ever had, I think, personally. I don't know about you.
Nick and I, we wrote loads of demos first time around when we kind of disbanded the first time. And we're kind of bringing back a few, old things. And
Bringing back some ideas and melodies and things like that.
yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
And it's good to be at the stage we're at. It's really comfortable. Nothing's
There's no
full
pressure.
on.
There's no well, we have to. Oh, we've got to do this. Like there's at the moment we don't have anything booked for next year at all. But we've had like a bunch of people express interest in us doing stuff, and we want to kind of keep it kind of exclusive. So it's not just like we don't want to go full on band again. Like it's going to be more like structured and more like organised and around stuff. Yeah, so like when we do a new record, we'll play shows around it. Like we don't just want to limit. We're not just going to play in London once a year for the sake of it, like we want to do it as proper, how we always wanted to kind of do it, but didn't know how or couldn't, financially or whatever. But now I think having that time has made us all kind of go, okay, I know what I want to do with this. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot more structured.
Okay, so you're going down like the kind of self-managing. Are you self-producing your records as well, or?
One that we did, we just recorded one song in Sheffield, and we recorded with 2 friends of ours, and it was kind of we hadn't spent. It'd been like 5 years since we've been in the studio, so it was kind of weird anyway. But it was the song that we only did one song, and we already had it written, and we'd already done a live recording of it. It was kind of it was the easiest recording process I've ever had personally with this band. So it was, and I'd love to go back and record with them again. But we did everything ourselves pretty much. Like we paid for the recording, like we released it as a free download, so we had to kind of. We had no one going, okay, here's £1,000 to go into the studio and record 5 tracks or whatever. We was like, right, we want to do one song and release it how we want it. So we kind of had to do it, piece everything around the end product, if you know what I mean, of a song that we could release for free, you know what I mean? So we had to kind of think about how we were going to do that.
I think it gives you a lot more freedom as well to kind of just, if you want to do a 40-minute long song, you can just do whatever you can do what you want.
Musically, we can write whatever we want, and we've always done that anyway. But now we feel like we can. You know what I mean? Like before, you don't really know it. Before, we never even really thought about any of that shit. Like we were such a young, we did no idea. But now we've got a lot more kind of depth on what we were doing. You know what I mean? Like we can think about, okay, well, if we're going to write a song, we don't just write one for the sake of it. Like we do something with it. Like, and we wanted to. Instead of being like, okay, we're a band again, wicked, you've now got to wait a year before you hear a record, we wanted to have something that we could go, right, here you go. And get it in, because, when people, as soon as we got back together again, the first thing people wanted was new songs. So it was like the first thing that people asked for. So we were like, we've got to do something first.
Okay, awesome.
This is Bossk, and you're listening to TBFM Radio.